here. I'm from Busia, not Migori. And you may be wondering whether Busia grows coffee or not. Your Excellency, before I even say whether Busia grows coffee or not, I'm also here to represent Meru. I'm an adopted son of this area. The one seated next to you there is my brother-in-law. I'm unaniruka. So Meru's business is also my business, Your Excellency. Having said that, Busia also grows some coffee, although not to the scale that we could be talking about. But there's reason for that. One of my colleagues there asked me whether I have come to represent Chepkube, because we were very famous in those days. Some people may not know what Chepkube is, but that was during the coffee boom of the 70s and 80s, where Busia and Bungoma were the leading coffee, was it producers or traders? Traders in those days. So I'm here just to talk about governance issues. Your Excellency, I'll just use the examples that were spoken here. One, there was the Agricultural Committee and also the members of parliament from coffee growing areas. And none other than Waziri Kuria, I think he has left, when he said they were frustrated with the kind of activities or reforms they were trying to bring in the sector. Then the key question, where did that frustration come from? We have got Agricultural Committee of the Assembly and the Senate. From what we were told here again, there have been efforts, but those efforts have not yielded the required outcomes. What has been the root cause of this problem? Thirdly, Your Excellency, Waziri here, my brother-in-law there, you have seen the surprise here that who licenses these companies? And you saw him asking AFA, one of his agencies, who came up and said they are the ones licensing. And he said from now henceforth, he's going to take some action. Your Excellency, the reason I'm saying all this, this is what affects what we are calling governance issues. Who is doing what and what is stopping them from doing what they are supposed to do. And I think our able governor here, Cecil Mbarire, was able to put on the table where the problems are. The former minister, our brother again, Ndwiga, Honorable Ndwiga, talked about even the frustrations he faced as a minister when he was in charge of cooperatives, to an extent of being threatened to be taken to court. And again, I'm not very sure that he lost elections fairly. I'm not trying to say that we don't lose elections fairly. We do lose fairly. But you know how cartels sometimes, when they have got interest, will be interested in the outcomes if you seem to be opposing them. And we have seen this even happening to members of parliament. Having said all that, then the key issue is on governance. Why have we allowed cartels to become even more powerful than the regulating authority, which is government? And Your Excellency, I want to join those who have said that it needs somebody with guts to provide leadership, because the answer is known. Where the problem is known. But we just need guts to make sure that we do what is rightful for the coffee farmers in this republic, and will change the fortune of our people. Our coffee is good. I have seen it everywhere. I was in Canada 3 weeks ago, and I went into Walmart, and I saw a machine there in the supermarket. I think it was for grinding coffee, and it was written Kenya Coffee. So I really got interested to see where all this thing is. But when I went back to the hotel, and most of the hotels we went to, I was seeing black coffee from Colombia. So I'm not surprised with what Waziri Chelgoe said, that in their visit to Colombia, they have taken certain steps that have enabled them to be where they are. Other than the scientific issues of production, marketing, but one of the main issues that has been dealing with governance issues, to make sure there's proper regulations, those tasked to do the work are doing the work that they are supposed to do. Your Excellency, I want to end by saying there's also opportunity in this country. When Waziri Kuria said there's now a deliberate effort by national government working with county governments to come up with industrial parks to do value addition. I think that's one of the major clarion call of this government, to do value addition on our products and look at the aggregation system where we are working all the way from production to the market. And that is going to help put money in the pockets of the hustler nation that you have been talking about. So I want to support that, and governance issues is just about those institutions of government that are tasked with regulations to make sure that they are able to do that. And for us, if that happens, then the fear that we have been having to say, okay, you want us to start growing coffee. Haven't you seen the problems in the coffee sector? We will be able to open up more land and new frontiers for Kenyan farmers to be able to grow coffee in some areas that maybe were not traditionally coffee growing areas. And that is why Uganda, Ethiopia, you have said they have overtaken us. A lot of our farmers in Busia are taking their coffee into Uganda because of what they have seen in Uganda, a lot because they are their neighbors. And the economic benefits and transformation that has happened in the neighboring districts in Uganda compared to our sides has been very transformative. And this is what is encouraging our farmers on this side to also try and say, why can't you as county governments also support us with seedlings, with new technologies for us to be able to also grow coffee and reap the benefits that our Ugandan brothers are already reaping. Lastly, I want to say that we must make coffee farming sexy. By saying that, Your Excellency, I mean it must appeal to the young people. We must make it macho. It must be smart agriculture. So that these young people, when they are able to see that they can indulge in coffee, coffee growing with modern technologies, with modern ways of doing things. Maybe the word I used, some people may misconstrue it, but that is an English word that is properly in its context, and my sister here can put it. It is just something that is macho, it is modern, it's appealing, it's attractive. That is what we are trying to say that we should make our coffee farming to be. So that what we are talking about, a generation of people who may not be adoptive enough, still holding the sector at ransom, can be gradually be replaced. And it has happened in other places.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Na asante sana kwa kunialika kuja hapa.
Asante sana Governor.
Kamili. Asante.
Asante sana Governor wetu. Begin by changing the word agriculture.